What's going on, people? Sam here, back again for Halloween Horror Movie Mania Part 2. You can check out last week's episode, Part 1, at the end of the video. There'll be a little link in the corner you can click on. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to like and subscribe. We do this every Monday. Horror movies, if you know me, big part of who I am, big part of what I'm into. So videos like this will continue to happen routinely in the future, which I'm very excited about. But since it's the Halloween season, figured we'd do a more Halloween-based episode. And this one is sponsored and brought to you by my good friend Trevor. This pile right here came from his personal collection. He was thinning it out, which a lot of collectors do, and was gracious enough to send me some stuff, and I'm very stoked to share it with all you at home. So, Trevor, thank you very much. And without further ado, let's get to it, huh? This first one, man needs no introduction. Tobe Hooper, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Life Force, Eaten Alive, Funhouse, Poltergeist, maybe. Also made this one from 1986, Invaders from Mars. It's a remake of an old 50s sci-fi film that I've not seen, but this one's got great creature effects from Stan Winston. It stars crowd favorite Karen Black, co-written by Dan O'Bannon, who did Alien, and this movie, honestly, just okay. I'm not crazy about it. I've only seen it once, and I was expecting something kind of crazy like Life Force, and this is not Life Force Part 2. It's more of like an Amblin entertainment kind of thing, very family friendly. It's very fun, packs in some scares, but it's something you can kind of watch with the whole family. And I appreciate it for that, and it's kind of the reason why I was psyched to grab this. Scream Factory put this out, some features on it, and I'm really curious to kind of go back and watch it through that lens as opposed to like the balls out WTF-ness of Life Force. And to be honest, again, I don't have much to add because I just wasn't thrilled by it the first time around, but now I'm really, really excited to give this one a spin in the Blu-ray player. So again, Invaders from Mars from Tobe Hooper, family sci-fi film, great effects, definitely worth watching. It's got some spooks in it, not too scary. But this one is kind of like horror light. And this is the double feature of Scanners 2 and 3. Two films that I have not seen, a franchise, who knew, that I've not seen anything aside from the first film. And I know a lot of Cronenberg stuff kind of gets thrown into the horror canon, and it's recognizably so, but it's kind of like Silence of the Lambs, where it's there's more to a lot of his films than just horror, and Scanners is definitely one of those films. So I'm not sure what to expect from this double feature of Scanners 2 and 3. To be honest, I expect they're probably going to be quite boring and dull and just kind of very drawn out with little blips of violence here and there. And that's okay because I like schlocky franchise trash. I'm the dude, I enjoy watching all the Children of the Corn films or Species or Wishmaster, I thrive on it. So the fact that I can finally dig into Scanners 2 and 3 is pretty cool. Don't know if David Cronenberg ever saw these, don't know if he cares. But I'm going to check them out. I kind of really like this artwork right here, but beyond that, don't know what else to go off of. I don't know anything about these films. I know about the first film, so I guess there's some kind of loose narrative they can kind of pick up on, more people who can scan, I guess. But hey, head explosion, who knows? Could be cool. That's Scanners 2 and 3, double featured collection, also put up by Scream Factory. Thank you. The next one is a kind of, I hesitate to say deep cut, but unless you're into slasher films, this would be a deep cut, and that's The Prowler. This is put out by William Lustig's label Blue Underground, and The Prowler is this kind of C-tier slasher film, and I would really only recommend it if you're into A, practical effects, or B, you're just really into slasher films, and if you've exhausted yourself on the more A-list tier. So if you've gone through all the Halloweens and the Fridays and the Nightmares and the Screams, if you've gone through the B-list and you've visited stuff like My Bloody Valentine, you visited stuff like The Burning, stuff like Black Christmas, for example, and you're kind of still a little hungry and you want a little more, then The Prowler will satisfy. It's just a straight up slasher film. There's no art behind it, but it's got great practical effects, brought to us by Tom Savini, who I think is kind of a dick in real life, but it's great when it comes to his craft. The dude was in the Vietnam War as a photographer, took all that horror and kind of channeled it into this art of just making practical effects, which are gross. He did the original Dawn of the Dead in 1978, and he's done plenty of other stuff. Also did Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, my favorite Friday film, which is also the same director of the Prowler. So they teamed it back up. Forget which one came first, but same team back again. This is the Prowler. It's gross, but like if you're into like horror and you're into stuff like House on Sorority Row or like Black Christmas, then like I would recommend this one. It's got some memorable stuff in it, and it's pretty fun, despite being kind of gross and kind of dark. And also, I just really like the killer's outfit in this one right here. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, this is the Prowler, one of the slasher genre's finest moments. I'm not sure about that one, but it's worth watching. It's not like a milestone per se, but if you're into slasher history, then like there's no way you can go through slasher history without reaching this guy right here. And on that case, it's worth that alone. This next one's called Screamers, and I don't know what this is. I honestly thought that this was like the Philip K. Dick film, the one with the sci-fi film in the future where it's like these robots live underground in the dirt, and they like take the form of like little kids and they just like scream. It's like the frigid, frosty Arctic air where everyone like lives underground and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of a messy movie, but like personally, I really like it for nostalgia reasons from just watching it on like TV as a kid. But I don't know what this is. It's got really cool cover art and it has Joseph Cotten, who honestly, by the year 1980, I thought was dead. So that's pretty cool. But it's also directed by Sergio Martino, which, hell yeah, who I was not expecting that at all. And to fit Martino's aesthetic, the quote on the back is from a place called Rock Shock Pop. The quote is, "An Italian take on the island of Dr. Moreau with a healthy dose of the creature from the Black Lagoon thrown in." And if you've seen last week's episode, Jaws 5, you know I'm all about those Italian ripoffs. So, Screamers, released by Scorpion Releasing. Again, a company that like I'm familiar with name-wise, but like in terms of their catalog, don't really know what's going on there, so I can't really comment on it. But this is like video store era artwork right here. This is the kind of stuff like as a kid I'd walk by and be like, "Oh, holy, that looks amazing! I gotta rent that one someday." Never saw it as a kid. This is brand new to me. No idea what this is, but very excited. Could be really cool. Screamers. Not my Screamers, but different Screamers. This next one, it's kind of like the Prowler, where it's not a slasher film, it's more of like a revenge thriller kind of film, and it's Rolling Thunder. This is one that is not necessarily a milestone, but definitely considered a firm stepping stone. And this is one that, like, if you were to go through the history of kind of the revenge thriller subgenre, which is definitely its own thing, like, it's impossible to go through it and not read about this guy right here. It stars William Devane, who to me looks like a blended up version of Jack Nicholson and Willem Dafoe. I've always enjoyed seeing him on screen, but I just can't help but think that like he's someone's third choice if they couldn't get Jack Nicholson in a movie. So I guess he got that going on for him. He's got this iconic hook for a hand, which I know predates the film in terms of like urban legends and whatnot. But like in terms of like cinema, there's been a lot of films since this one that people have harkened back to, or been like, hey, like the hook-handed protagonist, or I guess anti-hero from Rolling Thunder, definitely influenced this film. So that on its own, I think it's notable for that. Absolutely. And the story is pretty edgy. I don't know. It's not my favorite story in the world. Man comes back from the Vietnam War, has a hook for a hand. His family gets attacked, and he goes out and gets revenge. And it stars Tommy Lee Jones as well. And it's like, it's written by Paul Schrader, but it feels kind of like, it kind of feels like the stuff cut out from Taxi Driver. It feels like everything that like Scorsese was like, no, like that's no. It felt like anything like that fell into this movie. Like there's really not a lot of social commentary to go off of on this one. It is what it is. It's quite straight up. But like, given what it is, it's kind of fun to watch, and it's one that has always really stuck with me, to be honest. Another shattering experience from the author of Taxi Driver, Paul Schrader. You can take it or leave it. Again, Rolling Thunder. This one was also put out by Shout Factory, the Scream guys, Scream Factory. Hey! They're definitely popping up a lot in this episode. This last one is, bam, the Phantom Carriage from 1921, Swedish silent black and white film. One that is very important to horror cinema history, but also one that I've never seen before. Always eluded me. I know Ingmar Bergman has cited this film as a source of inspiration a lot, and that's pretty important on its own. Criterion put this Blu-ray out, so it's loaded with features, got a little booklet, you can read all about it. It's directed by Victor Sjöström? I'm not even gonna try. I honestly don't know what this movie's about at all. I've only ever seen like stills from it. I know nothing about this movie, but I do know that it's a huge blind spot, and I'm so stoked to watch this. So, thank you, Trevor. Very excited about this one. Bonus one, not horror, but Royal Tenenbaums came in the same package. Not very scary, but there's nothing scarier than watching someone who looks like me bawl their eyes out during that scene with Luke Wilson. Destroys me every single time. No gatekeeping on this channel. This movie absolutely rules. It's amazing. It's very emotional. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's a little bit of Halloween cheer with all this Halloween fear. Again, thank you, Trevor, for the sweet package. I'm very excited to check out all these movies right here. All these movies right here. We'll be back again next Monday. Not a Halloween themed episode, but more music, more movies, more cool stuff to share for you guys. If you want to check out last week's episode, part 1, check it out right here. If you want to subscribe to the channel, subscribe right here. Thank you all for watching. I'm Sam. I'll see you all next week, and take care, everyone. Bye.